I'm Terry Igharoro, and I'm the current owner of Igo Chop. So really quick, brief background on myself. So I've been doing business for over 20 years. I started my first company at 16. It's a car rental company. Since then I've been involved in many different ventures. Some of them have failed, some of them have succeeded, but we keep going. I also have a hair salon, and I bought Igo Chop from the previous owner, Toby. Igo Chop is a Nigerian food business,
right?
And the idea behind it was to commercialize Nigerian food. And when we say commercialize, make it accessible. I mean, if you look at the other ethnic groups,
right,
their food is being accessed on a wider scale from not just their own community, but from other communities. And we looked at, okay, what was the challenge? You know, and this was the thinking behind Igo Chop when Toby was setting it up was, what is the challenge? Why is it that Nigerian food, as popular as it is and as tasty as it is not making it to the mainstream?
Right.
And it was all to do with the packaging and the branding. So, you know, put a lot of effort into making sure that, okay, well, we're going to make this accessible so that when you come to this place, you say, okay, look, this looks like the food shop down the road that I go to, let me try it out, and then try out our food. Right. So Igo Chop was really about making sure that we could bring Nigerian food to the mainstream, and thankfully we've been successful in doing that so far.
Right, fantastic.
Traditionally,
right,
it was about opening up a shop, opening up a restaurant.
Yes.
That was the traditional model. Now, if we look at everything traditional, it's being disrupted by technology.
Yes.
And what you're seeing in the actual food industry as a whole is the shift towards ghost kitchens. Now, ghost kitchens mean that you'll be operating from a professional kitchen, but you won't actually have a shop front. Instead, you will now sell your food via online platforms such as Uber Eats or Deliveroo. You can go through Instagram if you've got a decent following, or you can create your own platform. But the bottom line is that you don't necessarily have to have a shop front no more. Now, the benefit of not having a shop front is you don't have such a huge cost for getting started. I think the reason why most people's businesses don't look like the way it's supposed to look is because it costs money.
Right.
It's not a small feat to actually open up something and deliver it at the standard that you yourself would like to see. When you go to restaurants and they're set a certain way, you feel good, you love it. But then when you now go to do your own, it's like, well, this is the money I've got, so I'm going to make it like this because my food is good. Good food is not enough.
Right.
If you're really trying to do this thing in the long term and really trying to break into the mainstream. So now the way to bypass that is to go through, like I said, setting up a ghost kitchen, getting yourself on Uber Eats or Deliveroo, or building out your own delivery platform and using the online, because people are moving towards having food delivered to them. Here's the thing. There's been a lot of people, I mean, especially probably during COVID and before COVID, there were a lot of people who started selling the boiler bags, and lots of different people started doing food from home and stuff like that. So when they started doing that, they just get their home certification.
The boiler bags are the seafood.
Yeah, exactly. Mainly seafood. You get the seafood, the lobster, and all the rest of it. And they're selling like £40, £50 of time, and people were buying it. And they weren't using any platforms. They were just using their social media. And I imagine that the startup cost for that was really low.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them were starting from their own kitchens.
Yeah.
And to start from your own kitchen, what you're going to do is you're going to get the council to come in and certify your kitchen as a food delivery place. Once you've got that, then now you've got the license almost to more or less just trade.
So what you're saying is, if you want to start doing something from your own kitchen from home, there are no like red taping and stuff from the council.
So the council's red tape is that your food preparation area is up to standard.
So they're not going to stop you from cooking, from your own residential kitchen.
No, you can actually cook from the residential kitchens now. I mean, I haven't done it myself. This is what I've known. So this is not it's not an area of expertise that I have.
Right.
But from what I've gathered and from what I've seen out there, you can get them. But then at the same time, you have to make sure that your kitchen is up to standard.
Right.
You understand? So you can't just say, okay, look, if your kitchen's not hygienically set,
yeah,
then it's not going to work.
Because hygiene is a major part of the whole thing, and so they'll come and inspect.
Yeah, and it's not just about, because you see the thing is, you can have a clean kitchen, but then do you know what you're doing? Do you understand food temperatures? So there's a lot of stuff. So you're gonna have to take an online course.
Health and safety and all that.
Yes, to get your food hygiene, to take your food hygiene course.
Right. Okay. So if somebody wanted to start, I get that. I mean, that's a very important point, and I'm sure people can go and look that up themselves and stuff. So to start that sort of ghost kitchen you were talking about, also, is that a case of where people have to rent those premises?
Right. Yes. Now the ghost kitchen allows you to bypass what I just said.
Right.
The ghost kitchen already has the standards, already has everything
Built in.
It's there. It's as is. It comes. It's ready to go. And you just go there and you cook. You might go there and you might just cook once a week. You might cook there twice a week, depending on how you're going to run your business and what your business model is. Some people need it all the time. Some people might need it 2 days a week.
Right.
But the bottom line is you could hire from them and then, I suppose deliver. And so it all depends on the business model that you want to do. There's no set business model. There is no one way to do this thing. It's like what works best for you. I mean, for instance, for us during the pandemic, I made a conscious decision to actually close the shop, to focus on building other skills, because you're never going to get a time where you've got 3 months where the whole world comes to a standstill, more or less, where you can work on something. So I did that. But whilst we did that, we still kept our delivery platform open. So now people were able to order meal prep food from us and bulk food from us, and we deliver it to them within 48 hours. And we actually have our own app. It's called Igo Chop Express, and we deliver anywhere within the M25. So now, during the pandemic, the shop was closed, but we were still delivering to Edgware, we were delivering to Hounslow, we were delivering to Alperton, we were in Essex, we were across London and just within the M25, delivering to people who wouldn't normally come to the shop because it's too far from them. And technology enables you to reach the unreachable.
Yes.
It makes it possible now, as long as they can see you, as long as, and I suppose it comes with a bit of recommendation, it comes with your branding, it comes with building up some sort of reputation, but at the same time, people are still willing to try it.
Right.
If your prices are right, if everything makes sense, they'll try it. And if it's good, they'll come back again. Don't get into food business to make money. Get into food business because you love food business. Like with any business, if you go into the business purely for the fact of making money, you might enjoy it for a little bit and hate it for a long time, because it's what you do. It's not like a 9 to 5. Yeah, a 9 to 5, you go there, you do the job, you go home. Business isn't 9 to 5. Business is 24/7, because when you go home, you now need to start working on your next strategy. You need to be working. There are so many different things that you're doing when you're running your own business. A lot of people think that it's easy. It's not easy running the business, but it's worth it if you're running the business that you care about and you're passionate about.
If someone, like the idea of the ghost kitchens, I'd imagine there's overheads involved in terms of renting the space and so on. So say for example, for argument's sake, someone has got like maybe $1,000, $2,000. Can this?
No, for ghost kitchen, you cannot get into a ghost kitchen with $1,000.
You can't.
You can't get into a ghost kitchen with $1,000. Ghost kitchens generally, if you look around, and the really good ones, they cost about $2,500. They cost about $2,500 a month.
To rent.
To rent.
Right, okay.
Now, what you could do is, you could team up with a few other people who also want a ghost kitchen.
And share the cost.
And share the cost. Share your days.
Right.
That's something that could, this is what I'm saying, there's no set way to do it. It's about thinking and being innovative and like, okay, look, I've only got this. Can I get other people to come in with me? Or can I get people to invest into me?
Right.
Now they're going to invest into you based on their belief into whether or not you're going to take this seriously, whether or not, can you cook? Do you know what I mean? It's
What's your recipe?
That's how it's as simple as that. If people believe that you can do it, then they could possibly give you the money that you need to get started. It doesn't always have to come all from yourself. Then there's also government schemes such as the startup loan scheme. Now with that, you can get up to £15,000. It's a lot more relaxed than the regular going to the bank and getting loans. This is actually designed to help people start their businesses.
So even people that are just about to start afresh.
People who are just about to start fresh, as long as you can go there, you're gonna have to write your business plan and stuff like that. But the bottom line is they can turn it around quite quickly, and if your business makes sense, they'll give you the money. But if you ask for 15,000, you only need 5, then they give you 5.
Right. Okay.
So these are people who understand what it is and what you need to get started. But if you wanted to start a food business, let's just say let's go with the ghost kitchen idea.
Yeah.
You've got to now say, okay, right, well, I'm going to need to pay for my kitchen. Maybe you might want to have 2 months rent. Here's the thing, because the first month, you don't know how it's going to go. We all want to open the door and the first day, boom.
Bam, man.
You know, but that all depends on your network. It depends on so many different things. How are you going to go about making sure people know that it's there? How are you going to ensure that people can order from you? So there's a number of things that can play a part in whether or not you work really well when you first open up. But that's why platforms like Uber Eats and Deliveroo can help you leverage that, because they've got the audience. You know, they've got the audience, and if you do certain offers, you've got your prices right, people might try you, and then they try you some more. The good thing about these platforms as well is when you actually first join the platforms, I think they boost you for the first week or two to help you get more customers.
Well, what platforms?
Uber Eats and Deliveroo.
Oh, right, okay.
But that still doesn't guarantee that you're going to get it, because people have to want what you're selling.
Yeah.
It's got to look good, because they can't taste it, they can't walk into it, so it's all about the presentation.
So do you want to talk about the importance of branding as well, along the lines of that?
Yeah, branding is branding, and it's not just in the food business, it's in all businesses that we do. I mean, we've got this whole movement now about buy black, and I get it. You know, I've been doing business for, like I said, for over 20 years. But I'm not going to buy black just because you told me to buy black. I'm going to buy it because it looks good, it does what it says on the tin.
Fantastic.
Right? You can't tell me I should buy it from you just because
you're black.
No. You know what? We don't blindly buy anything else from anyone else.
Absolutely.
And nobody else does that neither.
Yeah.
Yes, we would like to support, but give me something to support. You know, so branding is important. Now here's the thing about branding. It doesn't cost as much as it used to cost. You can go onto sites like Fiverr.
Yes.
And get your packaging done. You know, you might not have the eye for things, fine, but you can also find somebody who can help you, and you can help you
outsource it.
You can outsource it. You can even outsource the person that's going to design it for you, or who's going to put the idea and the concepts together. You can outsource every part of it. But here's the thing: as you start to outsource, these are also costs, right? It might not be a lot, but they add up. So branding, you've got to set aside some sort of budget for branding, a budget for marketing, a budget for your actual kitchen, and you know what? You also need a budget for actually buying your supplies. You need a budget for your packaging. You need a budget for all of, so there's lots of things that you need to go through before you start, not just a food business, but any business. Every business has startup costs. What are your startup costs? Those are the things you need to ask yourself. What do you need to get? The things that you could think of, then there's going to be things that you didn't think of. So you might have to put aside some extra money for that. The other side, it also depends on how big you want to start. There is nothing wrong in starting small. Absolutely nothing. My guy told me he started Igo Chop. I've known him for years. He started off with a pancake stand in Lucian. From a pancake stand, he opened up a restaurant called Mama Leah's. And from that, he opened up Igo Chop. It's a process, it's a gradual process. Everybody wants to be a superstar at the end. I'm making £10,000 a month on my first day. It doesn't go that way. Take your time. Start small. And this is why I said you have to love what you're doing, and don't do it just for the sake of money, because the money won't come the way that you want it to come straight away. But then when it does come, it comes. And then you've got to also be able to maintain and manage the actual business, your customer services. There's so many things that come with it. It's not just about, I've got a business that it runs. And the other side, you know, as we're talking, I'm thinking about things that people have said to me. I'm going to start a business and someone else is going to run it. No, they're not going to run your business. They're going to run your business into the ground. If you want to start a business, you personally have to be invested into the business. If you want it to be self-sufficient and run, you have to build the processes. That takes time. You can't ask somebody else to build the processes for your business, because it's no longer your business, it's their business, because it's their processes, their standards, their everything. So you have to be involved in your business in the beginning for it to get to where you want it to go, whereby you've now got processes, you employ people who are now following the processes that you've set in place. The other thing about processes is they break. When they break, you have to tweak them, you have to change them. COVID has taught every single business. There's no business that was exempt from COVID, and now everyone's had to rethink how they do businesses, how they do business, sorry. Some of them didn't reopen. Some of them couldn't afford to reopen. Some of them said, you know what? Actually, we're going to change the model. We're going to close our shop and just go online because online works. But you have to be, and this can only come from you constantly working on the business, evaluating the processes, knowing and understanding what needs to be done.
Fantastic.
You don't need thousands of pounds to get started, but you need lots of energy.
Yeah.
You need time, determination, and commitment. It's what gets the job going. And I think, and I know we're speaking about food, but I'm an out and out business person, and this thing goes across all things. Your time is your most valuable currency. Anything that you can not pay for because you can do it yourself, do, because that's a resource. It's invaluable, right? Time is invaluable. When it's spent, you can't get it back.
Yes.
It doesn't top up. You don't get more time.
Yes.
When your bank account goes from £10,000 to zero, it can go back to £10,000 again.
Yeah.
Your time is counting down. It's not counting up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although we're getting older, but actually it's counting down.
Yeah.
Every year it's a countdown. It's not it's a year. It's been going for this year, but it's that year. But it's still So time is not like money, right? So if you have to have the time, you have to be able to invest the time, and the more time you can invest, you can kind of reduce your capital investment. But there's some things you can't avoid doing.
Can you talk about these products?
Okay, yeah, so I've just been handed these.
Yeah.
So this is, we're getting ready to launch some whole food products.
Right.
So with Igo Chop, where we're going now is we're getting ready for diversification. And once again, it's as I said to you, look at your business and say, what else can we do? What else can we do that doesn't affect the primary thing that we do? So what we're doing with Igo Chop now is we've got these things here called ginger bites. So we're going to be bringing in whole foods and superfoods. So ginger bites is a superfood, and essentially what this is, these are dried ginger with laced in sugarcane, vegan friendly, and they're a snack. You just open it up and you can snack it as you go on your daily chores. You can put it into your smoothies, you can put it into your yogurt, you can put it into your cereal. And we're just getting ready to launch these now. So we're going to first be bringing them into our shop as snacks that people can take along with their meals, or actually just take it by itself. Right. And we're also getting ready to launch our online store where you can buy them online. As well as the ginger bites, we're going to be launching things like baobab powder, right, moringa powder, all of the superfoods. Yeah, they're all organic, all healthy, vegan friendly, plant-based.
That's it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.